Welcome to OC Panic Hour, an art challenge where we come up with an original character design in just 1 hour.
Each episode we have a theme and are only allowed to have 5 references.
I'm Jacey Chase.
And I'm Eld. Feel free to play along with us.
And share your characters with the hashtag OC Panic Hour. We're doing another OC Panic Hour. And I'm panicked. How are you feeling, Eld?
I'm feeling happy.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. Eld loves a challenge. This is like this whole project, this whole collaboration, this video series. This is out of my comfort zone, but I dig it. I'm getting better. I'm just this one in particular. Today we're gonna. Do you want to explain what we're doing?
Okay. We're designing a new type of animal based on 5 reference photos, like always. And the main goal is to make something that doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah.
I don't know about you, but I'm not good at drawing animals, which is why I find it really fun to draw animals.
That's why I'm terrified of this. And you're like, yeah, this will be fun. I don't know what I'm doing.
I like drawing goofy drawings. I think that's the difference, you know? I think you want more polished, and I'm just like, look at this dog.
It
makes no
that's
sense.
True. That's true. I think you embrace, like, you know, when stuff isn't perfect more than I do, and I get, like, anxious. But I'm trying to learn to let go of that because I think it's making me way more creative. It's worthwhile. It's just scary, you know?
Yeah, but I just realized my alarm is going off.
Oh, okay.
It's the midnight alarm telling me, don't stream after midnight.
Uh-oh.
Let me just find my watch.
Or something?
Yeah, I mean, you have heard my voice. You know that.
Yeah. That's like, to me, that's the voice of, like, your little demon character from episode 1.
Yeah.
The little sidekick. Alright, let me know when you are ready to get started, and we'll do this thing.
Okay, I'm ready. I just had to finish my doodle.
No, you're good, you're good. Should we put the timer? Set the timer?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it. And start. We have an hour.
Okay, good.
Alright, man, I don't even know how to, like, did you pick animals that were, like, had any similarities or not at all?
Nope. Well, kind of. On 2 animals they look similar. I went for animals with specific traits that I wanted to replicate.
See, I don't know what traits I want from these animals yet.
I had a big problem with trying to figure out.
Yeah, I just wanted something cute-ish, but based on what I think is cute, not like necessarily like standard stereotypical cute.
Yeah,
Let's see what happens.
I'm going for cute. Like you question if it's cute or not.
Okay. Do you have like a this I'm already running into this problem looking at my references. Do you have an idea in mind for is this creature definitely gonna have fur versus feathers versus scales?
I'm thinking fur for me.
Okay. Yeah.
Just because the body of the animal I'm using has fur. Mm-hmm. So you know.
Okay, that makes sense. I'm still torn. I kind of think scales, but I want fur in there too, and I don't know if that's a thing I can work out. If that makes sense. Like, I'm not sure if I can.
There's a lot of texture going on.
Yeah.
So and we don't really have that much time for texture.
Yeah, I just have to figure out, like, can a creature exist that has both?
Yeah,
like, can you have?
Look at the kiwi. It has fur like feathers.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I just want to make sure that I'm.
I don't think we're going for realism here.
No, I don't want to go for realism at all. But I want to make sure that it like makes sense within its own little world. If that makes sense, like just kind of.
Well, you said you wanted to make a fantasy creature.
Yes. Yeah, so this is definitely a fantasy creature because this wouldn't exist. This couldn't exist anywhere.
You also said, I don't want to like spoil anything, but you also said you wanted to do something fiery.
Yes.
So the first thing I think of, but it already exists. I don't know why I'm thinking of it, but I'm thinking a phoenix kind of character.
Oh yeah, that is kind of cool. That's not the direction I'm going at all,
Oh, cool.
but no, that makes sense. I honestly didn't think of that when I had the idea. I probably had I done that, maybe I would have gone with something more with like feathers or, but maybe not. I don't know. But I'm glad I didn't think of that because I wouldn't want to be influenced by something that exists.
Yeah,
Although I
it's
still might be.
very interesting how I'm not trying to make a certain animal because I don't have it as a reference yet because of a certain shape of a beak. It looks
Mm-hmm.
like a kiwi.
Oh,
I'm
that's
like,
funny.
this is not a kiwi.
Yeah, I don't even know. Mine doesn't look like anything right now. I'm hoping that it reads as like believable.
I think I'm gonna do a ton of sketches, just vary it to see what I like.
Yeah, that
Just
seems like a good idea actually.
something.
Oh wow, I think I'm already into this.
Oh, see, yeah, no reason to freak out.
I think I kind of understand. You know, it's funny. This is just like a slightly more complicated concept than like what we're doing. Of like, do you know? Did you ever watch Avatar: The Last Airbender? Like, were you into that?
A bit.
They had a lot of like combination animals that were basically
Mm.
like two animals like mashed up. For some reason, I can't think of any right off the top of my head. But well,
Like
the
the
one
big
character is like a
boy.
polar bear dog, you
Oh
know,
yeah.
um, and then Korra, and I think that's a cool way to actually like kind of design something. Is just like take two concepts and mash them together,
Yeah.
um, and it worked. It's funny because sometimes it feels cheesy when you're doing it as an artist, but like it worked really well, like the way they did it. So
I feel like in a universe like that, you kind of have
mm.
to because who wants to see like a boring old moose
I
in a
agree.
fantasy
Yeah,
setting? Well,
I
of course, a
agree.
moose is great, but you know.
But yeah, in a fantasy setting, I totally agree with you. Actually, and I kind of remember hearing something about the whole thing with like what inspired the show was actually a drawing they did of like I think it was supposed to be an old man with a sky bison, and
Mm.
that was like they looked at that and they were like, oh, can we write a story around this drawing of this character, and then they kind of thought of Aang, and it kind of like built from there. I could be remembering a detail wrong about this, but I just thought that's interesting that they had like one drawing of something kind of fantasy. So it makes sense that like their world had to be heavily, involving like all these different creatures and stuff, since that was kind of what inspired the show to begin with and the story.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like every show, every comic, everything created is based on just one thing. Someone made it at like 2 a.m. and they were like, oh, wait, I'm onto something. Because
Yeah,
that's everything I make.
yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, I actually have a lot of ideas. I'm gonna start getting more into comics. Maybe by the time this airs, I'll have been doing comics for a little bit. But uh, a lot of my ideas for like short stories are just like a dream I had and like some random thing that popped into my head. So, and then you kind of just expand on it. So that does make sense.
Yeah.
I always feel like I think that's what stops me a lot from getting started is I feel like that's not enough to go with. But
Oh no,
hanging
trust me.
around other creatives and seeing their process, I'm like, no, I think it is enough to go off of. Like,
I think it's very odd, like seeing like non-creative people be like, "Oh, what inspired you to make this?" I'm like, I saw a cute dog. That's like legit all my reasoning behind everything. I just
that's
saw
it.
something that I
Just
thought was cute.
a cute dog.
A cute
I like
doggy.
it. I like it. Oh, I just had an idea. I was trying to figure out how to. Um, so this character, this little creature, has a very distinct feature to its body, and I was trying to think of
Mm.
with the pose that I started working in, how do I portray it? But I was inspired by another animal that and a pose that they do very often. I think this is gonna help. I don't want to give too much away, but there's one of the things that I'm drawing. Uh, One of the ways it communicates is by like lifting its like front leg,
Wow, yeah.
and I want it to show off the front leg being kind of extended so you can really see the shape of it. So that's actually perfect.
right now I'm trying to like push all the limits with like what I'm doing because like you know when you make something and you go, oh, okay, that's all right, but like you haven't like pushed it. I
Yeah.
see that a lot with like especially people who do char- character you know, and that's our style where you exaggerate all the
Yes.
features.
Yeah.
Can
Yeah. Like
can you please?
caricatures.
Yeah, thank you. I can't say that word.
Sure. Sure.
Um,
Sure.
a lot of digital artists who do that, they will like use the liquid tool to really, you know, push it
Yeah.
around. I'm like, why aren't I doing that? You know?
Yeah. No, that's a smart technique because it kind of just gets you to like think a little differently about shapes and no, that's a really I never really thought about that either. But you're right.
Yeah,
That's I actually do that sometimes. I don't use the liquefy tool, but I'll select something like part of something and then use the warp tool. I
yeah.
don't know why. I feel like I'm not as comfortable with the liquefy tool as I could be.
It's a
I should
bit
work on it.
it's hard to use. That's the problem.
Yeah, it's a little clunky.
You just have to get used to it. I was really bad at the warp tool, but now I use it all the time. You just same as like with design doll. It's a hard learning curve, but as soon as
Yeah.
you know it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Um,
Hmm.
let's see. But yeah, that's like a great uh like a tip for like people who are like starting out at arts is to watch tutorials for things you won't use
Yeah.
because when you know so, because like it's all about collecting techniques. That's what art is, and trying
Yeah,
out
that's a
new
good way to look at
techniques.
it.
So like of course maybe you won't do an oil painting, but you learned a new technique of planning out the color before you blend it, you know.
Yeah, that's a good point. You know, I don't actually seek out a lot of tutorials for things that I don't do.
Mm,
And you're right, that's kind of a mistake because it just makes you think about art in kind of a different perspective than you had been.
yeah.
So there's something
I
to
really
that.
enjoy watching like painters paint and sculptors sculpt because you know they're thinking in a much different way than a digital artist is.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Okay, I think I already hit a wall on like what kind of body I want it. Like what kind of I'm bouncing between like scales and fur and I can't pick one.
Pick everything.
I want to. I got to figure out how that fits in to this like I want both and I have to do it the right way if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get that.
Because I
I'm
think
still like
if you're gonna transition from one type of thing like that to another, you have to make it make sense.
yeah. I'm
Um,
oh wait, that's the wrong thing. Oh, I'm looking at like the first sketch I made compared to the second one. I'm just modifying every sketch. I'm not like making a new sketch every time. But like seeing
mhm.
the first one, it's like, wow, okay. I've traveled a long way already. It's interesting how the first sketch is never the good sketch when it comes to things like this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Mm. And
Hmm.
that's why I get like upset with like young artists who are like, oh, I'm gonna draw this once. And especially when it's something they never drawn before.
Yeah, no, you know I think I got hung up on that for a long time as an artist because I felt like um, you know I was so anxious that like everything I do has to be like something I can show off or something that's
Mm.
good and so what I would do is I would put all this energy into making one drawing with a lot of detail instead of what you really should do, especially if something's new to you, make make 100 bad drawings that are like
Mm.
loose and quick and just get all of that out of the way, like mess it up, you know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
You
that
learn from mistake and you
yeah
learn from
exactly.
repetition.
Yes, exactly, exactly. So I agree. It's definitely a rookie mistake to be like I'm gonna tackle this thing I've never drawn and I'm gonna do it with so much detail and it's gonna be perfect and it's like, okay, but you're not though. You're gonna have a really detailed drawing with a lot of flaws.
Yeah.
You know, as you're gonna have a million quick drawings that eventually really show your understanding of what it is you're drawing.
Yeah, because after a while, after like doing the first, I would say, 10, 50 drawings, you
Mm-hmm.
get tired of drawing what you see, and then you start to actually analyze what you're drawing.
Yeah, yeah, and I think it's important too to make sure. Like we talk about this a lot, where um, you will say like, oh, I don't really like to draw this certain subject, and people, or and people will be like, oh, but you have to be a good artist, and you're like, well, art shouldn't be all work because you're not going to
Mm.
do it. If you do find yourself feeling like, well, I don't want to draw this thing 100 times, then don't draw that thing. Draw something
Oh
you
yeah.
do want to draw 100 times, because you're still gonna learn a lot from that process. You have to make sure that like you're balancing, like, do I enjoy this versus am I learning? And you should hopefully be doing both at the same time.
Yeah. I get like upset with people who say that they give like young artists crap for drawing the same thing over and over again, but that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah,
And like
I agree.
especially as a young artist, because you haven't developed your skill with your hand, like how like young artists, they draw with very short lines,
Yeah.
and like they don't have any flow to their hand yet, just because they don't have the muscle memory yet. So them drawing like the same character over and over again, the same face, they're developing their hand even though they're not developing, say, their eye, and that's completely
Yeah.
alright.
Yeah, I agree. Well, and I think, like, really, especially when it comes to young artists, it's got to be, um, it should be encouraging and fun in the
Yeah.
beginning, and it's not fun. I actually think, like, you see a lot of videos about it and a lot of discussion about it, of like, oh, my teacher hates my art style and hates what I do, and I understand to some degree the gripe that, like, teachers have with, like, oh, you're not gonna improve your skills if all you ever do is draw, anime or stylized stuff. But they also need to understand that part of their job is to make sure that these kids have a healthy interest in art. They will
Yeah.
get there eventually. They will get frustrated enough times that, like, hey, my anatomy sucks, and or hey, I want to improve, and they will eventually get there. Just encourage improvement on what it is they are doing, is my opinion. If someone is doing stylized work, help them do better stylized work. You can point
Mm.
out, hey, your anatomy's gonna improve if you start drawing from life, but this is good. Let's roll with this, because I think it's equally important to encourage the interest.
Yes. And
Um,
I see a problem with like a lot of people who like especially started art in school, where they're
mm,
taught like you have to do realism, or you have to do an old style, like the old masters. Is that they
mm-hmm.
often have a big identity crisis, like 10, 20 years down the line, where they're like, I want to experiment, but I can't because it has to be like what I've done before. It has to be realistic. It has to follow the style I've always followed. And like
Yeah.
it's very sad to see, because especially because I've never had that pressure, and I can only imagine how hard that must be as a creator.
Yeah, I agree with that a lot, because it is something that, I struggle with a bit, because, so yeah, I started off where I was drawing a lot of, like, anime and cartoon influence
Mm.
stuff and comic influence stuff, and then I was like, okay, I want to get better at art and serious at art, and so I got very into realism, and I was kind of ashamed of some of my earlier work and the style influences, and now I'm trying to figure out, how do I draw characters, and how do I make artwork that I find interesting, that isn't just, like, straightforward, like, kind of, boring anatomy stuff. Like, I
Mm.
don't know. And so
Yeah,
I'm
find
having
a
a hard
good
time coming
style.
back to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other thing too that I think I suffer from is, as I fell out of art for a little bit, and a lot of the stuff I am influenced from is, like, kind of outdated, and I want, like, kind of a more, like, modern sort of
Mm.
style.
Yeah.
Um, and I think if you're constantly allowed to have room to experiment, um, your style is gonna kind of develop in a way that,
Yes.
sort of fits with, like, pop culture and what's going on now and trends, and you're
Mm.
gonna be able to, like, grow with the times. And I'm not saying follow every trend. I'm just saying, like, you're gonna experiment, though, and you're gonna find
Yeah.
the things that work for you. I am stuck already. We're, like, almost 20 minutes in.
Oh,
I've
cool.
hit a wall with my little design. I thought it was working. I don't know if it is now.
Well, what's the problem? What's looking odd to you?
I can't figure out a pose that shows off all the features of this creature that I want to show off.
Oh yeah, you're stuck in the posting again.
Yeah, basically. Well, except I have a pose in mind for this because I didn't think I had to. I figured this is the one area that I probably don't need a pose, but oops.
Nope. Think again.
Do you have a
I,
pose?
it's a very like generic standing pose.
Yeah.
Uh, because I don't know.
All right.
It's okay to have a generic standing pose with this, I think.
I think I'm just also struggling with I don't know what this thing's anatomy really is.
Oh yeah.
So that's tricky
I
because
think
I'm looking at creatures that are small, but some of them are fat and some of them are kind of skinny, and I don't know what this thing is. You know?
yeah, I when I picked my references, I thought, okay, I'm gonna have something round and I'm going to have something long. So I found
Mm-hmm.
two round and two long.
Oh.
So it's balanced.
I only have 3 animals in my references, and then I have 2
Two, same two.
environmental things.
I have three animals and I have one reference of one animal and another reference of the other animal's feet.
Oh, that's smart. To just
Mm,
focus on feet.
yeah.
Okay, I think I'm gonna combine.
I'm adding some color.
Okay. Oh man, I'm getting messages about I don't want to give it away, but an upcoming collaboration. Someone's trying to figure out the details, and I'm like, I want to answer them because they're trying to figure out some tech stuff today and set up. But I'm like, no, they gotta wait because I only have 40 minutes left to do this drawing.
Yeah, I've been getting messages too, so
Oh, it's hard.
just like.
Why are we so popular, El? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, why not?
Why are we so popular?
We
No,
didn't ask for this.
no, it's so funny because I just like it's always when I'm like I can't answer people that like I get messages.
Yeah.
And then like when I'm bored and I have nothing to do, no one cares. When I'm like streaming or I'm recording a video, I'm like my shit is blowing
Same.
or my phone is blowing up. I gotta edit that out. Damn. I don't know. I'm trying not to swear as much. It's really hard.
Yeah, you've been
It's
messing
super
up
hard.
lately.
I know I have. I have. I'm trying to do better. I was editing a video today where I had to edit out a bunch of swear words. I'm like, this is fun. This is super fun.
This is just work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I did this to myself.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, it's just extra work. I think a little bit of swearing is fine, but I'm trying to actually find a balance with that and not be as excessive. I think I've fallen into a place where because I'm not working in a corporate office anymore, and I've been very more like lax about how I speak. And
Yeah.
it's good to be able to control the way you speak.
Oh, totally.
It's important, and I've been losing that a little bit, and I need to bring it back around.
One thing that like
It's
amazes
super
me about like
embarrassing.
American culture is that there's like a big um God, my words. I've lost my words today.
Well, it's super late for you, right?
Yeah, no, I mean not that late, but a big like difference between Norwegian and American culture in work is that the boss is so far away from their employees in America. Like they're on a
Yeah,
higher
some
stool
places.
because
Depends.
yeah, because like here in Norway, like pretty much the I would almost say that some bosses come in like wearing sweatpants and like ready for the weekend. That's like
Oh,
Monday
those are the
morning.
kind of jobs. Those are the kind of jobs I love, to
Oh
be
yeah,
honest.
like that's like
That's the stuff
90%
I
of
seek
all
out.
jobs in Norway.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
so
very
Norway.
casual. Which is very funny
Love
because I
it.
was talking about my Italian friend, who that's so interesting about like Norway is that we have no stereotypes in America, but everywhere else in Europe there's like tons of stereotypes about us. But like in Italy, they see us as like these strict people wearing suits every day, and like
Really?
I don't know where that came from because I'm literally wearing sweatpants to job interviews.
See, I think I picture you wearing like handmade clothing, and I don't know, but that's just because I
I
know
mean,
you
I
and
do, but
you wear stuff like that. Yeah, I don't. I guess I don't know that much about Norway, to be honest. I
I
think
think
I've
in
learned
the
most of it from you.
villages,
Hmm.
that's completely true.
Hmm.
Even so that like there's like um, there's definitely like a Norwegian pride where like all Norwegians should have at least one knitted sweater, and
Wow.
it can't be from the store, Also, you can like wear it when it's
Right.
cold and all that. And like I remember like in school
I love that.
because like we it's like all like the like there's like certain patterns that are like seen as very Norwegian, like
Mm-hmm.
the Marius sweater. If you Google that,
Mm-hmm.
it's very pretty. It's blue.
Mm-hmm.
um, that was like a
You
huge
have to
thing.
spell that for me later.
Yeah. Um, but I remember in school, like the girls would like plan ahead so they could all wear their knitted sweaters together on the same
Aw,
day. Like that's
that's
adorable. I
adorable.
know.
Yeah.
Girls, am I right?
I know, I was gonna say girls are so cute. I
Yeah.
love girls.
But that's very nice because that's an unisex sweater, so like all like both men and women wear it, and it's a nice way
Yeah.
of feeling together.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's nice. I like clothes like that. I like big comfy clothes. I always have.
Hell yeah,
Um,
dude.
let's see.
But I'm like amazed at like people who don't know how to knit because I learned that in school, you know.
I don't know how to knit.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, why? Why
I
don't you know?
barely know how to sew. I can sew, but
Yeah.
like I can like mend something or like sew a button, but that's about it. Like I can't like make anything.
I can make I don't want to be like, oh, I know everything. Like I know how to sew.
Sure.
I can like make a cool uh purse or something, you know?
That's
Uh,
cool though.
yeah, but I can't like make a shirt or anything. But I have
No,
mended
that's
my
cool
pants
though.
multiple times. It's a skill you
Yeah.
should know.
I agree. I think everybody who is like physically capable of doing it should do it.
Mm. I think I for some reason I'm so intrigued by people who don't do the same thing as me. So I watch so many people just make clothes on YouTube. Like
Hmm.
if you ever can't sleep, just Google how to make shirt or something. Like you will be entertained for hours.
Yeah,
Hours I
no,
tell
that's
you.
true. There's a lot of really cool stuff that people do. Me and Mikey sometimes we'll sit down and we'll just watch like people who like forge their own like like build a forge in their backyard and just make stuff in the
Yeah.
forge. Like I just realized I've been drawing this whole time. I don't even know if I have pen pressure on. Do I?
Uh-oh.
I know that's so funny.
I haven't
Yeah,
had
I do.
problems with my pen pressure lately. Which is
I've been having problems too.
very odd. All of my friends have been like, nothing is working, but I'm just having a walk in the park.
Oh, I don't know. There was like updates that kept happening to
Yeah.
like the Windows
Yeah,
Ink
because
thing. I don't know,
I, I
something.
had like a huge problem with the Windows update. But then it
Hmm.
got fixed, and I was like, okay, back to drawing. But that was like
I
annoying.
I've had a couple things that I had to update. Okay, so you'll be proud of me. We're like 34 minutes in, and I'm applying color.
Hell yeah,
And
dude.
yeah, I'm getting better. I'm not doing it in the last like 10 or 20. I'm doing it in
It's
the
not
first
rushed.
half hour. Yeah, I'm getting better. And this one, it's funny because we've been talking about implementing extra challenges, and we've been doing that a little bit. This one I didn't want to because I was like, oh, this is a challenge on its own because it really is.
Mm.
But I feel okay about it. I feel like I'm
Yeah,
doing okay.
it's a nice thing because like it's something you're not used to, so you can't really compare yourself to previous stuff you've done.
That's true. That's
So
definitely true.
that's why I really love drawing animals, and that's why I kind of don't want to get
Huh.
better at it because I'm just like I'm just having fun, you
Because
know?
then you don't ever want to feel bad.
No, I
You
just
don't.
I it's a really nice way of being creative because
Yeah.
there's like nothing to improve. You just have to start.
You just have to start. That's interesting.
So I
That's
really
really
like.
interesting because very few artists would talk that way about like,
Mm,
oh, I'm not worried about improving in an area. I just want to have fun with it, and I enjoy the newness of it. I think a lot of people might start there with something, but really their goal is to get better, and
yeah,
so that's interesting.
I think it's just it boils down to me starting just because I literally went like one day in fifth grade I was like went home, opened up my mom's computer, and I googled how to draw. And that's what
What?
started it. Yeah,
Are
I
you
was like,
serious?
I didn't have an intention to actually draw. I was just like, I want to learn how to do it.
What? That's wild to me. I feel like for me, like I always had like much younger than that. I was like, I'm gonna draw, and you were just like one day at like what age 10? Like I guess I'll do this. I don't know.
Oh, that seems cool. Yeah, I don't
That's
know, man.
interesting.
I feel like that's
That's really
my
interesting.
go-to thing. That's why. That's why I get like a bit nervous when people are like, "Well, what are you going to do with your
Hmm.
life?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I'll see what
I'll
comes up."
figure it out later.
Yeah, I'll figure it out right now. And I have like a horrible habit of just being like, "What am I going to do?" what am I going to do with my life? It would be cool to be a teacher, I guess. And then I just go for it.
I will say that's me. I mean, I'm very much the same way. Which, uh, that's I think why at like 34 I'm like, cool. I think I'm gonna figure out my career finally. I
Yeah,
don't think there's
because
anything wrong with that,
yeah,
but
no.
you know it does slow you down a little bit if you're gonna compare yourself to other people. But if you're not
Mm,
worried about that and you just want to enjoy life and your journey, do that because so a couple things on that topic. So a lot of people freak out. I'm too old already to make it as an artist. I hear that all the time from people in their 20s, and I'm like, get out of my face. No, um, that's not true. You're okay, right? If
mm,
anybody's listening and they're thinking that you're absolutely fine. Here's some things I learned by not doing art constantly for 10 years. I worked in marketing and web design, which is very helpful in what I'm doing now to be able to like roughly design a website and do some kind of like some basic internet marketing. Those skills were really important. Um, I learned a lot of like graphic design, which I think helps some of the art that I like to do. I like to do Art Nouveau kind of stuff, which is very designy, like in
mm,
terms of like how you approach the pieces. So those skills, doing something outside of art can definitely help you. I did a lot of writing, and I want to get into comics, um, and
yeah. I did.
I did a bunch of. Sorry,
I
go ahead.
did. I did writing too long before I was like serious about art.
Mm-hmm.
Writing was like my main passion until like I don't
Mm.
know, like 3 years ago.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, and I didn't do like a lot of creative writing, but like I think like, um, I I've done writing that kind of helps me just sort of like be able to plan and organize and put together outlines and just be a little bit more structured, which I think is also helpful. Just even like having a web presence, being able to like communicate clearly. So those skills are good.
Mm,
Um, but here's the other things. Here's the stuff where I really am glad that I took time. Um, about 12, 13 years ago, I don't know how long ago at this point, I had an idea for a comic that I I thought I related a lot to how things were going in my life at the time, and it felt very deep to me and like important. And now I'm laughing at it, right? It's ridiculous.
mm,
It's not how I feel about the world at all, and it's not how life is, and it's something that I'd be embarrassed to write now. And I actually showed it to some friends, the artwork from it, and they're like, "No, it's good though. Just rewrite the script if it doesn't work anymore." And I was like, "Oh, I don't know if it's salvageable." And I started thinking about it, like, well, no, maybe it is salvageable. And I've been kind of reworking that story in my head, and what I realized is, uh, I'm glad that I'm writing this now, and I'd be embarrassed if I had written it 12 years ago or whatever when I had very different ideas about the world and how it works. And um, it was some things that now I really don't believe in that I believed in then, that kind of thing.
yeah.
So it's gonna be a better story, and it's gonna be certainly more me, and definitely richer, and it's based on my experiences that I've
Yeah.
had as a human being in that time. And I'm not saying everybody should wait to grow up to write a story, just that sometimes life is going to give you more to work with, and so it's okay, like whatever it is, right? Like, so I have more skills and I have more insight than I had
Mm,
10 years ago. So wherever you are right now, if you feel like you've wasted time today, right now, you have more skills and more insight than you had a couple years ago. And that's,
exactly.
you know what I mean, like that, and that's okay. So just work with what you have today and get started. Don't wait around forever, because if I wasn't doing this now, I'm sure I would regret it in another 10 years. But I'm not hung up on, well, it's too late for me to start. I'm doing it now, and that's all that matters. And I've taken skills with me, and I'm doing it better than I would have, and I'm doing the best work I can do today, and
Exactly.
that's all that matters.
Exactly. Like I feel like I
I got
mean
real preachy there. Sorry.
no, that's completely okay. I I get like upset that people just don't think they can do anything just because of their
Yes.
age.
Yeah, me too.
And like especially when people like see like young artists and they go, "Oh, I could never. I'm like 25, you're
Mm.
18.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, you're so great. I can't do art because you're so good." Like that makes no
Does
sense.
it make sense? Yeah, I agree. It makes no sense, and yet a lot of us fall into that trap.
Mm.
I've done it. I've done it a million times where I'm like, look at this kid who's blowing me out of the water. Look at Eld. who's just who's just amazing. No, but that like I used to get really hung up on that stuff. But a couple things about that is uh one, it's very petty, and
Yeah.
you get stuck in kind of an unhealthy place, and it. I here's the thing. I could get really petty and feel like, oh well, Eld is this amazing character designer and just this really incredibly fast artist, and I feel discouraged to do because I don't have those skills. But instead, what am I doing? I'm working with you right now, and
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to learn from you. We're collaborating. We're inspiring each other to be better um, and not better than each other, just our own version of our better for us.
We're working together to become better together.
Yeah, together. Exactly. And
Forever.
that's the thing, like, exactly. And that's the thing about it is, when you get stuck in that jealousy, petty, I'm not good enough, this person's better than me place, you miss a lot of opportunity to you know,
Work with
just be
people and learn from
inspired
people.
and yeah, exactly. And it's super important to, make sure that like you keep moving and you worry about you and don't get hung up on what someone else is doing better than you. If you can learn from it, if you can get inspired from it, but if not, just focus on you and you'll be fine anyway. And like it just I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard. I've been there. I've been super discouraged, and I realize it's just not productive and it doesn't make me happy. So it's not where I want to be, like in my head.
The same. I think I didn't experience that like, pettiness that much just because I was very. I don't want to say alone because I'm not like lonely with my art. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just like I'm in my own little bubble.
Yeah.
But like when I saw like creators on different websites and all that,
Mm-hmm.
they would get compliments and they go, oh yeah, I mean, I guess it's good. Meanwhile, they're like painting like the freaking Mona Lisa, and I'm just like,
Right.
that's annoying. This is making me pissed because someone is like complimenting you and you're dismissing them.
Yeah, no, you're right. And I feel like I do that sometimes where I'm like, thanks, I don't think it's that great. And I'm trying to watch that because it is dismissive.
Yeah, and it's
And
ruining
it's an
the
indirect way to put other people down who aren't at your level, which isn't what you're intending to do, but your self-deprecation could be damaging to other people.
yeah.
And yeah, I actually did a video about that a while back because I struggle with that too of like feeling like oh I'm not that good though, and what I realized is that like same thing happens when you put down body image when you they've said that like I don't know who they is, but you know what I mean, like I've heard it said that when a mother will sit there and be like looking in the mirror talking about, oh I look terrible and I'm fat, their daughter's watching and internalizing that, for
Yeah, yeah,
example.
yeah.
And we do the same thing with art where it's like younger artists are watching, and every time that we're or and not even just younger but like less experienced artists are watching too, every time we do that, it's potentially damaging to someone who's looking up to you and thinking, well, if you're no good, then I have no chance. And that's such a bad headspace to be in for yourself. It's not healthy, and it's just
Mm,
it's irresponsible, I think, after
yeah.
a certain point.
Yeah, because especially if you're a public content creator,
Yes,
sure, if you like you
yes.
make art as a hobby and you don't post anything, yeah, you do whatever you want.
Sure,
But like
sure.
when you have like 2,000 followers on like some stupid website and you're
You know
oh
what?
I've
Even
lost my
if you
pen.
have like, oh, you're good. You
Yeah,
good? You
like
good?
yeah, I'm good. I have my pen.
Even if you
But
have 50 followers, I think it still can be
yeah,
damaging
yeah,
because you don't
because like
know who they are, who those people following you are.
exactly, and you know, it's just I don't know, man. It's just for me, I'm a very black and white person, so I'm just like I just say stop and then I expect them to stop because I'm that way. I need to stop and then I stop. But I know a lot of people can't
It's
do
a
that.
process. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
process. It's something that for me I'm working on
Mm.
trying to get better about. But it is something that I have to consciously think about a lot because it's a habit, that
Mm.
I formed of not accepting compliments and not, because uh, one, we kind of train people, right, to be like, oh, if you accept a compliment, that means you're self-absorbed or something, and it's like, whoa, that's not true at all, So I don't know if that's that wouldn't be like a uniquely American thing, is it?
No,
That
it's a big
concept?
thing in
Yeah.
Norway and
Okay.
Denmark. We call it
Yeah.
janteloven. You can Google it. It's based on the
Oh,
book.
okay.
It's everything.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I think to me it seems like a universal thing of just like you're not allowed to be too cocky or whatever, and that sucks because you need to be able to have pride in what you do, and you need to be able to accept it. When people,
I'm
oh
sorry.
wait, what?
I
Are you
just
laughing at
zoomed.
your work?
I just zoomed out of what I'm drawing.
Oh
And it's
man.
so derpy.
Oh man, I can't wait to see this.
I'm doing 2 doodles.
Two? Wait,
Yeah,
what?
yeah. Well, I'm
Oh,
doing
you're
the same
killing me,
character
bro.
or animal. I'm just adding a different. I'm making a
Okay.
slightly less realistic doodle too.
I started to feel like I've got this, I'm doing okay. And then you're telling me that in 40 minutes you're drawing two.
Well, the second one is very non
Alright. I'll take your
everything.
word for it that it's.
It's cute.
I
It's
don't have
not.
time for anything, even a little tiny something. I'm still struggling with
I'm
fitting
sweating.
everything I want to get in here.
I'm sweating so bad.
Oh
My
no.
glasses are legit fogging up.
Oh man.
It's so hot here.
Yeah, it's hot.
Jesus Christ. My
I
cat
don't
is
know what it
like
is here,
not handling the heat. He's like a big
Oh.
Norwegian cat with black and white
Yeah,
fur.
I've seen him. He's cute.
So I made him a little popsicle today, and he was enjoying it so much.
Oh.
I posted it on my Insta and everything, like, look at this.
Oh,
Yeah.
I gotta go look.
It's so cute.
Yes.
Oh, like I made it out of dairy-free milk. Oh, not dairy. Gluten. No, Jesus, lactose-free milk.
Lactose-free milk. I can see that.
And
Non-dairy, I think, would have also worked, maybe.
I have
Something
no
like that. I
idea.
don't know. You're on the right track.
Yeah, I was there eventually. I got there eventually, but like when I went outside because he has a few certain spots he likes to sit outside. I saw him. I was like, kitty, and he
Aww.
screamed, which is funny because
What?
he is a very quiet cat.
Oh.
So him screaming is him going, help.
Oh no.
So I gave him a ton of
Poor
ice
buddy.
and a ton of water and a little kiss on the head, and then he fell asleep. I was like, hell yeah, I'm a good dad.
Aw, you are a good dad.
I think that those are the nice things about having a pet is when you actually feel like, yeah, I'm helping you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a nice feeling to like.
I have a
be, like,
purpose in
needed.
life.
Yeah, exactly. To be like needed, it is a nice feeling.
How much time do we have?
We have about 20 minutes left.
Okay.
I never even tell you because you barely ask.
Yeah, I mean, I think I concentrate so hard on actually doing the drawing.
Yeah.
I'm very.
I
I'm very
actually like
focused.
I feel like I try to be on top of it, but I've been doing that too, like where I say how long there is. And when it's just you and me, I feel no pressure to even tell you because you're like, you're fine. You're just like, yeah, sure, 20 minutes, sure. As we're like our guests who are new to this might be a little panicked, which is kind of the point, right?
Yeah.
I'm
It is
panicked with them. That's not a judgment at all. Oh, whoa, I accidentally did something that I really like. That was not intentional.
Oh yeah, that's
I'm going to change
that's
my whole color scheme.
That's
I'm
one
going to change
thing.
the whole thing.
That's like a lot of young artists don't get. I feel like every episode is just us being like, young artists do this, young artists do that.
Yeah.
But, you know,
And
I feel
not just
like
young, but I'd say inexperienced.
yeah,
Because you could start art in like your 50s, and you're still gonna have the same issues, which is fine.
when I'm saying young, I mean like young at the skill or whatever. You know?
Yes, yeah, like new artists.
But what was I going to say? That it kind of goes along with like what you said about like you might do like a super detailed piece without having like studied it, and then you have this piece that looks okay, but there's a ton of mistakes.
Yes.
Why no? I forgot what I was going to say. No.
Oh no! Oh no!
It's oh no. Oh, I'll probably remember the moment I see this episode and I go, oh my god.
You're like, I
I'm
know
an
what I
idiot.
was gonna say.
Uh,
We were talking about like just putting in too much detail, not
no, I can't
focusing
remember.
on.
Oh no.
Oh no!
I
Think
need
of
to take
turtles.
notes.
That's always what I think. I don't know. That's something that this girl taught me in high school, and it works. It always worked for me. Where if you can't remember what you're gonna say, just start thinking about turtles, and for some reason, like just think about something else makes your brain get it. Like your
Okay,
brain
hold
will
on. Let me
find
think of
the
turtles.
thing. I don't know,
Turtles.
works for me kind of. It's not
Happy
perfect,
turtles.
but
Nope, it's not happening. But yeah, now I remember. Thank you.
go. What is it?
No, wait. Yeah. Sometimes when I see with a lot of friends who are like getting into art, they go like, I think I actually said this like in the first episode or something. I'm really bad at anatomy, but this thing I did right here looks cool, even though it has no sense to it. So I'm gonna do it every time. You know, they 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 make their style up on what they can't do instead of what they can do. And so whenever they do something that looks good, it's on accident instead of on purpose.
Yes, I've
That's
done a lot of that actually,
yeah,
where I'm like,
and
well, that
that's
wasn't intentional, but I like it, and
mm,
then the problem with that is you can't recreate it.
yeah. And there's also a big difference between like, a seasoned artist being like, oh, I did this on accident, let me recreate it, and then you recreate it. But like
Sure.
a young artist, like I don't know what I did. I don't know why it looks good. It just looks good, you know.
Yeah. No, I believe me, dude. I still have moments like that. I'm not there
Mm,
yet, but yeah, there is something to that like where especially with anatomy, that's actually a really
yeah.
good point where you're like, I don't know why. I do that a lot when I'm experimenting with poses and I don't have a reference, where I'll nail something where I'm like, oh, that looks so cool, why? And
Mm,
since I started doing more things with references and getting a little stricter with that, when I do mess around and I hit something, I understand why, and then I'm able to go, okay, I started drawing, let's say, this arm in a different position than like the shoulder. Now I understand enough to be able to change the shoulder to match what I'm doing with the arm now. You know, whatever it
yeah.
is, and that is important. That's important to be
That
able to
is
do.
that is the biggest skill you can get in arts.
Yeah, to
Um,
be able to like understand what like how to make changes to
yeah.
what you're doing.
Um, I know that one art thing that I'm horrible at is that I can't. I'm really bad at creating things from scratch. Like I always use references. So I draw
Really?
I draw what I see. Like of course I can alter it. You know, I alter like even though I make my
I'm
own.
shocked to hear this because I've seen you just see like take a drawing of like a really silly looking cat and turn it into like a
But yeah,
cool
but like
character.
I have like my that's like yeah, I'm not talking about like being able to reimagine stuff. I'm talking about like say I want to draw someone running.
Mm.
I can't start like adding like a skeleton and then adding
Oh,
boxes and then adding all the
yeah, no, me
figures.
neither. I need a
And
reference.
like I remember seeing Kale doing it, like just doing the blob thing where and I'd be
Mm.
like, oh, that's exactly what I want to do because I sometimes feel like I get stuck on needing a reference when I'm like wanting to
Mm.
do my realism stuff. I want
Mm.
to. That's like my art goal at the moment is to get good enough at anatomy where I don't have to use references every
References all
single
the
time.
time.
And
Yeah, that's a good goal.
I'm there sometimes, like in certain
Mm-hmm.
positions. Like
Same.
I'm good at drawing people squatting and sitting because that's just a pose I really love for some reason.
Yeah.
But like ask me to draw a running person. I can't do that.
Um, I mean, I would say that's the people who are good at that probably do the same thing, right? Where
Hmm.
they're drawing a lot of action poses. I mean, you mentioned Kale. He draws like a comic series. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
He's working on a
Yeah.
comic book with like characters who are they're literally like vigilantes and there's action. So he probably just has a lot more practice with that kind of stuff. Why are we always talking about Kale? What up, Kale?
Hey, Cal, we love
We're
you.
yeah. Yeah. um, I'm gonna start doing a counter like every time we do an episode where we mention him.
You could just make a
Uh,
compilation of like every
yeah,
episode.
yeah, we're gonna have to. We're gonna have to.
We have talked about bloopers. Now we have a
Yeah,
compilation of Kale.
it's true. It's true.
Every time Ald forgets an English word.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, we're gonna have to.
Oh,
Let's
cringe.
just ask our fans.
Yeah.
Put together all these compilations.
Mhm.
There's probably other stuff we do that we're not aware of. we're
Oh
gonna
yeah.
we're gonna get some like unflattering compilation videos. I like it. Do it. Um. All right. So we
I'm done.
have. You're done.
I'm done.
What? I was like, we have 12 minutes left. You're like, I'm
Oh,
done.
cool.
I'm done with my design. I'm just at this point. I'm just kind of like trying to improve
Oh yeah. That's the
something
thing.
that could use improvement. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that.
Because well, it's not a spoiler. I already told you I'm doing a character with inspired by fire. Well, guess what's really hard to draw is fire. So
Yeah, actually, that's a really hard thing to do. I feel like it's much easier to paint fire than to.
that's actually what I'm doing is kind of painting it.
Yeah.
But it's not something I do very often. So I'm struggling a little bit. I bet I should give my dog is trying to get into this room. Riley, give her a rest. But that's something that I don't know. I need more experience with it. I just realized too I need a background color to make this fire really read. I'm gonna take a risk here because I'm pretty close. Walk away from the PC for just a second to let Riley in so she stops scratching on my door. Yeah, that's how confident I am that I can still do this in 11 minutes. All right, hold on. Hey. You found me. Good job. Good job. You made it. Okay.
My little boy is so cute.
Oh.
I love him.
Oh, I didn't even think about like a gender of my.
I just call everything.
Do animals have gender? I always struggle with that. I think. No.
What does have gender?
Animals. It's technically a sex. The sex of the animal.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yes, I don't know.
I always have a hard time with the semantics of that. But anyway.
I don't really
I didn't
care
think
about gender.
I don't care either.
I whenever I meet a friend's cat or something, I automatically says he because my dialect we say he a lot to everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, oh, look at him, and they go, it's a she. I'm like, whoa, okay. Sorry for offending you.
Yeah, because you didn't offend the animal. I always laugh when someone apologizes when they misgender. Oh, Riley was offended. She was super offended. No, I always laugh when someone apologizes for misgendering my dog. So I'm like, I guarantee you my dog doesn't care.
Yeah.
It's all
she
good.
just wants the ball.
Yeah, she's fine. She's not worried about it. Yeah, it is. No, I always have a thing. It's so weird. I always have this thing where I would assume, when I was little, I would assume that every dog I met was a boy and every cat I met was a girl. I
hear that a lot from people. I think it's because people see cats as much more feminine.
Yeah.
Have you seen that amount of people who make fun of men for having cats?
Yes,
that's
which
a big
I do not understand. It is a big thing, and it's super weird to me. Cats are great companions, and they're very independent. Why would men not be into that?
And in movies,
buddy.
With animal lovers, the girl always has a cat, and the boy always has a dog, and it's always a masculine big dog.
Meanwhile, I know so many dudes who prefer cats.
They're just neat.
Mikey prefers cats.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really get it. I like both a lot. I've always liked cats and dogs. It's hard for me to really pick a side there, but
well, then we just can't be friends anymore.
What?
Well, they are actually
I gotta
friends.
be a cat person. I know.
They
are
be
a cat person.
I'm amazed that people are actually. I can't be friends with cat lovers. There are people like that.
Yeah.
Can you imagine having such a boring life?
I really can't. I will say, if someone tells me they don't like dogs, I'm like, I don't know if I trust you, but okay.
I don't like dogs.
What?
I don't like
kidding.
dogs. They're too hyper for me. I'm a very...
No, I could see that.
But they are cute, but I just don't want them by my side.
You know what I think it is? It's more people who are... I think I tend to be a little skeptical of people who just really dislike animals in general, because I'm like, well, wait a minute, they're... I don't know, man.
They're just here chilling, having a good life, and you're over here hating.
Yeah. Don't be a hater. I get not wanting pets though. Pets are a lot of work. They're hassle. I'm not saying that, but I don't know.
Nah, people who are I see your dog, but I won't come over when it's there. I don't get people like that unless they have an allergy, because that's
that's totally different. Yeah, that's totally different. Or fear.
Friends,
I mean, I understand phobias are real, and that's valid.
Yeah,
that's really valid.
All of my friends have cats, and I'm allergic to cats. I'm just not allergic to mine because I had him before I got my allergies. I'm used to him.
Really, I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, that's a big thing. So I just I'll just pick up their cat and just hug them, and I'll immediately be like, I'm blind now. I
Oh
can't
my
see.
god, my friend does that. She comes to my house and she loves my cats, but she's just like, cool, I can't breathe now, but I'm so happy.
Yeah, same.
I'm like, okay, are you good though? Do we have to? She just like comes over with a lot of Benadryl and makes it work.
Yeah,
But
same.
yeah, no, it's
I've lost my allergy medication. It's just gone suddenly. I'm like, okay, I
oh,
don't
oops,
know
I
what
forgot
to
to
do.
color this character's eye.
Oh,
I'm
mine
like,
have
I'm
black
done.
eyes. So I'm just. Oh, you're done? Great. I'm also
No,
done.
no, I mean kind of. I was
Oh,
saying I was saying I was done, and then I realized there was stuff I
how
could
much?
do.
How much do you have? How much time?
Um, there's 6 minutes and 40 something seconds.
Cool.
At this point, I'm actually trying to add some lighting,
Oh, cool.
which I don't normally do, but I think because my character is like literally made of fire in some parts, that feels important to kind of address that it would be kind of lit up and I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, but
You're experimenting, which is great.
I am. Yeah, that's true. I am
That's,
experimenting,
this
and
is
it
all
feels
about
good.
experimenting.
It feels good.
I can't wait to show you the first doodle I did of this guy, so you can go, wow, this is not what it looks like at the end project.
No, that's interesting. Yeah.
Because, my god. You know, and you have the thought in your head, but you just can't get it on paper.
Yes.
That's what you should do. That's why you should do like a ton of like super simple sketches before you actually dedicate yourself.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with that. It helps you kind of just like sort of visualize everything and work out all your mistakes early.
Exactly. Like I saw you
And see
like
what's not working.
I saw you do something like that on stream the other day where you were like, I'm gonna design these 3 characters and these are just sketches. I'm like, wow, I would have just done the whole thing straight away when it comes to characters like that. I'm like, maybe I should learn from Jacey.
What a novel thought.
I'm very novel.
Yeah, no, I don't know. For me, I just I like to kind of sketch and mess around before I get really committed to something, because I've done it so many times the other way where I really didn't have a plan, and then I ended up kind of painting myself in a corner, so to speak, where it's just like I designed something that I'm like, wait, this doesn't work, and you don't want to figure that out, you know, in the 11th hour. You want to have a sense of that early. And what I wanted to know for that, because it was a print series, I wanted to know, will these work together?
Yeah.
And I don't want to finish an entire piece and then figure out whether or not it's going to work and be cohesive. I had to know, you know, are these going to work ahead of time. So
yeah, that's the thing I don't have to do, because I don't create prints and stuff. So you know, I don't really
yet. I want that aesthetic, that print. I want a print of the piece you made.
Sure, I mean, you can print it out yourself.
I guess. Well, fine. I'll send you a. Do you have a Ko-fi account or something? What's the best way for anybody who wants to give Eldkrind money? What's the best way to do it?
I guess my Ko-fi account is just my name, Eldkrind.
Okay. We'll start putting those in the YouTube description.
And you can always just pop into my Twitch channel when I'm streaming. Just give me a donation, because now I can. Whoa.
Yes.
Because I'm affiliate, even though I can't really do it anymore because of school.
Uh-oh.
But who knows?
Well,
maybe when this is out, I'm in a place where I'm allowed to stream and make money online.
Yeah, I guess check the description, and if there's links to pay Eld money, do it. And if there's not, just hold tight. Just
give me all your money.
Yeah.
I want everything.
I want to give you money for the. I'm gonna print that out, and I am gonna give you money for it because it's amazing. It's I love it. Okay. We have 3 minutes left. I'm still just like at this point.
I need to sign it.
Refining. Yeah, I think you can handle signing it in 3 minutes. You're fine.
I know, man. I have really shaky hands.
Are you gonna make a really extra signature?
Yeah, I am actually really bad at writing, so
I redo my signature a couple times sometimes.
It will be extra for me, but for everyone, they're like, why does it look so ugly? Why, Eld? Why? Jesus, Eld.
Alright, I'm I'm trying to just think, is there stuff I can do that kind of improves on this?
Maybe I should find a name for this species.
Oh, gosh, a name. I didn't even think about a name.
But I'm gonna name this guy first. I'm gonna name him Edward.
Edward. Okay, I like that. Name the character and then name the species. I'm gonna name mine...
Eldkrind. Smiley face.
Why is the first name that popped into my head Penelope? That doesn't even... I don't think it's fitting at all. I'm gonna name it... I don't know. I'm trying to think. So, my references...
One word.
Alright, it's gonna be... I can't think of it. I'm just blanking out. This is great.
I'm fusing some similar animals' names together to see if that works.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I have a rodent, but it's not. I don't know the name of it, but I know of a similar, not really similar looking, but a shrew. You know?
Nope, that's a bad name.
Because they have long noses. What did you name them?
I couldn't name it that because it was too stupid, and I realized it was a thing that already... I'll explain it when I reveal what this is. It's gonna be called... let me sign it real quick before I get into, like... Because we have 50 seconds left.
I named the species Snurl.
Snurl?
Snurl.
I love that. I was trying to name mine... after the animals it was in, but I accidentally named it something that that already is a name of something, and I was like, wait, how did I manage this?
I fused some of the animals together, but like very basic. Snarl.
All right, I got it. I think.
Well, let me see.
Mine is called a flying beardo.
I love that.
It doesn't have anything to do with fire in the name, though. But
a flying weirdo is what I hear, which is great.
No, I said beardo, like beard, but O at the end. All right, time is up.
Okay, cool.
Well, there's 2 seconds. Now there's time's up. Okay.
Wow. Oh, wow, I'm so stressed.
Oh, God, I didn't save this whole time.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Jacey.
Are you ready?
Wait, do you want both of the sketches at the same time?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's do it that way.
Okay.
My voice cracked. I was so excited. I was like, yeah, shit, both of them, all of them. Yeah, I want to see it. All right, where is? Hold on, let me get my file ready. Ready?
Yeah, okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
I didn't expect that.
Oh my God, I didn't expect this. What? A snaily boy.
His name is Edward the Snurl.
I love him. He's like a kiwi snail. What is he?
That's funny because I said he was going to look like a kiwi, even though the reference isn't kiwi. He's a mix of a snail, a mouse with very long feet, a bird with a very long beak.
Yes.
And just goo.
And goo. I like it. That's amazing. I really, okay, I like that you did 2 drawings. I honestly think they're both great. I don't even know which one is the one that supposedly is not the good one, because they're very, like, similar quality-wise. Like,
the one sitting down because his feet are down. Just...
It's silly. Yeah, the feet are pretty ridiculous. I like that he has basically, like, monkey feet or something, like, or human feet, I don't know.
Yeah, mouse feet.
Mouse feet. Oh, yeah, it's like mouse feet. But the way he's sitting, the legs look very, like... and the one where he's standing up, he kind of looks like, to me, like a raptor.
Yeah, I was going for that.
The pose is very raptor.
Because the mouse one has so tiny arms. I couldn't see them on the reference photo.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, he's a little raptor dude.
I love that. Yeah, you created something really unique. So he's slimy. And
that's why you kind of go, is this cute? Yeah, it is cute in some way.
It's cute, but it's like a little bit unnerving at the same time. Yeah, it's definitely a little gross. Wow, I dig him a lot. I think it's cool because you picked colors that like you know, I feel like the character, even though it's very different combination of things, it feels very cohesive.
Yeah.
It like, and I think the colors really tied it together in a nice way. Like it's very like, you know, it's like warm and brown, and it works. I'm amazed at how well you made all of those features work together, and I really think it's like the color and that pose, that raptor pose, kind of sells it for me that this is like a real creature.
Yeah, because I feel like my main problem when I started, I made the shell way too tiny.
Mm-hmm.
So he also didn't have a long neck in the beginning. So he just looked like a mouse that was in a shell, you know. So that was boring.
Yeah, the neck really makes it work.
Yeah. It makes sense to have a long neck with long legs.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you definitely made a character that makes sense.
Yeah,
in
that's
terms
why.
Of like,
That's why you should balance it out. You shouldn't have like it to be too extreme.
yeah.
But let's talk about yours.
Okay, yeah, sure.
I like that his hand is like reaching out. That's.
Yeah, so that's the thing that bearded dragons do. I don't know if
Yeah.
you've ever seen it. They wave to each other like in pet stores and stuff.
Oh, is it a nice feature or is it?
I think it's kind of like, I don't remember. I think it's showing. Someone will probably correct me in the comments or something, but I feel like I read that it has something to do with like showing that like they're kind of submitting to you, or they're like they're not being aggressive. I think something like that.
Yeah, it makes
so
sense.
They just kind of do it in a similar way that we wave, like, hey, it's all good.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure
cute.
something like that, but I've seen videos of them. They'll do it back and forth to each other in pet stores. It's so cute.
Oh.
So I wanted to, my three animals that I had references for were, I had a chinchilla, which I didn't really borrow much from, maybe the tail a little bit and the ears a little bit, a flying squirrel kind of or like a sugar glider kind of animal, and then a bearded dragon, and then I had just a lava reference and a fire reference.
What looks cool about it is that it looks like a Pokemon.
That it looks like what? Sorry, Mr.
Pokemon.
Oh yeah, it does kind of look like a Pokemon. I was thinking it looks like something you'd fight in like a Zelda game.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, I feel like it's how
something.
you drew the lava. It looks more like a Zelda game.
And just imagine that thing being able to glide towards you, though.
Oh, that's terrifying.
I don't know that I made the wingspan thing work. Thinking about it now, I probably should have made it like extend down to the back leg. Like I should have made it bigger. I picked a pose that I was trying to showcase it, and then I by the time I realized I should have changed it, I was already like, nah, I just gotta get the fire to look right. And
yeah, I feel that.
I don't know that guy could really fly or glide, but maybe he could jump really fast.
Yeah, with how he's like made and how like the flames is kind of spinning around him, it makes me think that he got spin attacks.
Oh,
like he's hitting you with his tail. And if you get close to him, his
so he's
neck
just
flares
aerodynamics.
up.
He could spin really fast. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
And I feel like his back legs, I don't know. I didn't draw from any of my references. I think I had Riley's back legs in mind. So it's probably pretty fast. He could probably jump all right and just kind of have ups with the little glidey wings. But he's not like flying or gliding at you necessarily.
And reptiles and geckos, they're very fast.
Yeah, so he's probably pretty quick.
I
think I would try to figure out. Oh, thank you. I think I would try to figure out the anatomy better in the future if I was going to redraw this guy, because it's off. It definitely it doesn't work yet. I'd probably want to draw him like 10 more times to like figure out how does he functionally work. As where I feel like you nailed something that I see how your character is walking and moving. I don't see that for mine yet.
I think
necessarily.
But... Also, I've been thinking about this animal for weeks. I was like, I'm ready to do this. I literally
forgot about it until we started. So.
But I really like the face because it looks very gentle and very open. So it reminds me of an animal that people want to domesticate, even though they shouldn't.
Yes.
So I can see like a ton of people getting hurt because of it.
Well, that's the thing. I picked animals that I think are really cute. So like sugar gliders are really cute. Yeah. They're kind of a rare thing to have as a pet. But some people have them. Oh, yeah. Bearded dragons are a pet. Chinchillas are a pet. They're very cute animals. But obviously it's made of lava, so this would be something like you said that's exotic. I wanted to mention too. So the blue was the mistake. I was doing like a tan kind of color for like a light underbelly, and I accidentally hit like inverse. And then I was like, wait, that
Oh
looks
yeah.
kind of cool though.
Yeah,
So I
because
just kept it.
if you look at the
It
color
gives a
circle,
contrast.
it's the
Mm.
complementary color of
Yeah.
orange.
Yeah, so that was the thing that I was like, all right. Plus sometimes like blue can denote like a really hot flame. So I was like, that's kind of a cool like a
Mm.
cool thing. I was starting to play around with making the fire blue after that, but I was like, nah, I like the fire red. I'm gonna keep this, and I think it works. I like the color scheme. I like the concept. I think I would just I would revisit the anatomy. I would
I
probably try to learn the anatomy of the animals that I use as reference better, and
yeah.
incorporate it more. But
I feel like when you said blue flames, that made me think
mm-hmm,
because like this looks so innocent with the face and
mm-hmm,
all. It makes me think that
mm-hmm.
this is like a baby or juvenile. Well,
Oh.
maybe the adults spew blue fire because they're more powerful.
Yeah, that's actually cool. I like
Mm.
that they turn blue. Yeah, I like that a lot. Oh, I gotta tell you the name. I can't. So I was trying to combine like flying squirrel and bearded dragon, and my first name was Flying Dragon, and I was like, wait. I love Snurl. That's so cute.
I combined bird, snail, and shrew because shrew is a type of mouse or a type of
Oh
rodent.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Do you want to see
Yeah.
the first sketch versus the last sketch?
Yes. Oh, I didn't. Wait, you have more?
Oh well, yeah. I said I changed my thing.
Oh wow.
Yeah, see.
Oh wow, that's really cool. I'm glad
Mm.
you like. Well, I mean, I would have seen it in the video, but I'm glad you saved that. That's so cool. Yeah, I see why you gave it the long neck because it didn't look like it could really. It would have a bad time, I think.
And what's
Just sort of
interesting is
functionally.
on the first sketch with the legs, they're shorter, but because the last one is much more balanced, it doesn't really look like the legs are that longer at all.
Yeah, you're right, but
So
now that you say it, I see it.
yeah, so the legs are like balanced on the first one, but when I added the neck, I was like, wait, this is not right.
Yeah.
So it's all
No,
about
it's
balance.
yeah, you did a really good job. Like I said, I feel like your animal, I understand how it moves. Mine, not yet. I
Mm.
would have to refine it and fix it and make some changes. I was trying to get through the drawing and I was kind of hung up on aesthetic more than like
Mm.
function. So that's something that I probably would revisit. This was fun though. I'm
Yeah,
surprised I'm saying this, but I would like to do this again. This same exact
same.
challenge. Because we could revisit this challenge 100 times and have something different every time.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, this was super. I'm glad you kind of like twisted my arm a little bit, and made me do this because I was like, I don't know, this one's scary, but okay. I could see both of us taking these characters and using them in a story or a world that we're making.
Yeah. I feel like I'm more comfortable with making my own little fantasy creatures now. Because now I've done it. Now it's not
Yeah,
as scary.
I really want to see what other people come up with for this
Yeah.
challenge. I think the possibilities are so limitless. I'd love to see what everybody else does. Please, 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 if you followed along with this video, share your art. Let us find your work and enjoy all these amazing creatures that we're all making. This is so cool.
Mm.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Jacey Chase. You can follow me on Twitch. And here you can like and subscribe. And my co-host Eld, you can also follow on Twitch, twitch.tv/Eldkrind. And there's some more links to other social media platforms and peace. I'm so bad at that. Oh yeah. Wait, what's my tagline again? Duh. Thank you so much for watching. Chase your dreams. Do you have a tagline? Eld, make up a tagline. Can I hear it? Right now on the spot.
Um, oh shit!
This is all getting left in.
What is what is my tagline? Um,
I don't know. You need a tagline.
uh, uh,
There you go. Perfect. Nailed it.
Goodbye.
Or is there anything you want people to do? Like, okay, I want people to chase their dreams. What do you want people to do? What do you hope for?
I don't know. Nap. Relax. Take a breather.
That's
Take care of
great.
yourself.
No, that's beautiful. I love it. So clean that up. Make it just be like, so I'll be like, bye everybody until next time, chase your dreams. And then you could be like, and take a nap.
Take a nap. Take care of yourself. It's funny because that's like an insult in Norway.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like seeing other people as like younger and less mature, so you're telling them to go to bed.
That's amazing. No, El, that is so you because it sounds really friendly, but it's like secret shade. It's like low key, like actually very bitchy. That's perfect. That is super on brand for you.
It's,
That has to
it's
be your tagline. We're like, bye, take a nap.
my brand is secretly bitchy.